Welcome to the MFS Wellness Podcast, a hybrid structure encompassing health, fitness, self-improvement, and entertainment, where no topic is off limits and all opinions are graciously welcomed.
Let's get on with the show!
And now, here's the host of the show, Mike Sinopoli.
This is the MFS Wellness Podcast, and I am Mike Sinopoli, and I am coming at you here on the 8th of September, 2023. This year and all subsequent years have been going by abnormally fast to me. I don't know whether that's just the age and how things go, or what the hell's going on, or where maybe we're in some sort of simulation construct and they've just sped up the time on us so we just can't tell. But that's my conspiracy thought for the day, but I'll leave that alone. So I've been 40 now for 4 months. I can't believe that. That's over 4 months now, if you're getting technical. That just flew by so far, that first third of it. It's actually sort of alarming. You know, I'm a little alarmed by it, like how fast time's moving. One of the biggest cliches I've ever heard was, you know, hey, especially when it comes to your kids, they grow up fast. They grow up fast. And sure enough, all those old people from my past who have told me that the kids grow up fast were correct, and they sure do. And it is at blinding speed. You don't realize how fast the time goes when you witness your kids literally changing and growing by the day and maturing at a rate that you didn't expect. I have a 9-year-old now, and it really feels as if this is becoming a person I live with in the house, not just some kid I'm responsible for. There's a lot that gets shaped in these years. So that's a podcast for another day, probably with a guest that would have a lot more insight into the mindset of children as they grow. And through therapy, we learn how much is shaped just through our youth and our upbringing and the traumas and the conditioning and everything around us and what we take in and our perceptions, and how all of that just plays a role in shaping the adult that we become. Many times it can be a good thing overall, I think, but a lot of times it's also very damaging. So that is, like I said, another episode. But where I'm going today, with it being September now, we're past Labor Day. So what Labor Day usually signifies the end of summer to me, and the end of summer usually signifies pumpkin spice, apple cider donuts, cooler weather in some parts of the country, sweaters, all that fall stuff, all those scented candles that you can already smell, opening your windows and having a cool breeze coming through the house, and all that fun shit that goes along with fall. That's pretty cool for a while, till you realize there's just 5 months of shit winter that follow it. But anyways, I'll save my gloom and doom for some other day. Where I'm going here, I'm going back on track a little bit with the health and fitness crap that we always talk about here, you know, and I call it crap as a, jokingly. It's obviously very important. So if you started off this year, you know, maybe with a goal from fat loss or body composition of some sort, or maybe it was just a general health goal, maybe you're trying to improve your blood sugar, maybe you're trying to lower your cholesterol, or perhaps you're worried about hypertension in a way, or something of the sort. Maybe it was to run a marathon or whatever it was, and maybe you fell short, maybe you gave up, maybe it didn't work, maybe things got in the way. First of all, number one, you're not a failure. So quit beating the shit out of yourself. I'll tell you that right now. The worst thing you can do is beat the shit out of yourself because you didn't hit a goal or you didn't do something you said you were going to do. I said in the last podcast I was going to become a certified personal trainer in the year 2023. I went ahead and I registered for the course. I began training at a place. I started the coursework, and I realized that this is not going to be for me in my life at this point. So that's on hold, and that is something that I will sit here and call myself out on, that I told the community, the public, that I was going to do. Not that anybody gives a shit, but hey, I'm honest, and I didn't do it, and so be it. Did I fail? No, I just kind of switched up what I thought. I got involved. I made an effort. I learned something, and I went a different route. That's the same shit that you can do. And where I'm going with this is, if you've been, following what the trends usually are, where you'll set a New Year's resolution, you'll try to get as much fat loss as you can get done between January and March, and then go from there. There's yo-yos that happen. There's everything that goes down. Maybe that summer body you wanted didn't really come into play, and that's all right. But you know what won't be good for you? Throwing in the towel right now just because summer's over. The weather's cooling down. Pumpkin spice treats are available at the store. Boo berries on the shelf. Frankenberry, Count Chocula, all that weird crap. That stuff's out there, and it's easier to not leave the house to go to the gym when it gets cooler, especially here in Illinois, in the Midwest, and in the northern region of our country and other parts of the world that has cooler temperatures this time of year. So with all that, it's very easy to hibernate, sit in comfort of your food, wallowing in your self-professed failures that aren't actually failures. So the best thing that you can do right now is just jump on something else for the rest of the year that's not totally destructive, okay? So, like, for instance, maybe you're not in the mood to go on some, and I don't think it's even really great for anyone to go on some hardcore diet that's going to shed fat off of you and all this, or, we've already talked about. Anything that's so restrictive and extreme, you want to just kind of put away for life and go with something, that's regulated, but that's going to get you your goal slowly, surely, but with sustainability involved. You can do that now if you'd like. This would be a great time, I think, for people to experiment. If you're not in the mood to restrict your food or diet, this would be right now a great time to go into a calorie surplus, a regulated one, 200 to 500 calories over your maintenance, and go into that with sincerity and change the look of the diet to yourself. It's something new. If anything, you're probably going to end up eating maybe even less than you would anyways if you just kind of turned it all off, went off the wagon, and started gorging on all the food that's available that comes out this time of year, the holidays and all. So I think it kind of plays into itself this time of year to take the last 3, maybe 4 months and do what they call a bulk or a surplus and try to add some muscle onto your body. Now, that might not really help you if you look in the mirror and you think, wow, I have fat to lose. The good news is that fat will come off your body quicker than muscle will get added on. So if you are in a position where you're just not in the mood, or you didn't have the right plan in place for yourself for fat loss this year, shake off the feelings of failure, laugh it off, and look into being in a surplus. Look into building muscle. Look into weightlifting. Look into strength training. Look into progressive overload. All of these crazy terms I'm throwing at you. You call me up, I'll help you out with everything. But that's a great way to go through the year. You learn how to lift. You are eating a little more food. You are building muscle. You're going to help your metabolism with that. And then, if you want, at the new year, go ahead and go on a cut. Go into calorie deficit, a moderate one, and eat what you like within it. And then you can start your fat loss phase. And what that's going to do is, if you were successful through your surplus, you might have some added muscle on your body. You should, and that'll show once you start shedding that excess fat. And that's that toned look that many people look for, men and women. So that's a great way to go. So the thing that I wouldn't do right now, if you are down on yourself, this is the main objective of this short episode that I like to just get out there right here after Labor Day, because when you feel like you got through summer, you weren't happy with your look, you weren't happy with how you felt, and you're down and you're upset at yourself, it's incredibly easy to go ahead and throw the towel in and just say, I'll start in 2024. Now, let me tell you something. A reason not to do that is because your goal will be to lose fat again. You won't build any muscle, especially if you're not training in the gym and you're not eating a right macro profile for your calorie count. You're probably not going to gain any muscle. You won't if you're not lifting weights and eating well. So that won't happen. You'll likely just gain more fat on your body. Especially if you're eating in excess. I don't know what the average is. I don't know, 10 pounds maybe people put on over the holidays on average. I'll tell you, when the new year hits, if you're going to do it the right way and you're going to do a sustainable fat loss program process, however you put it together, the right way to lose is 1 to 2 pounds a week, tops. Now, if you gain 10 pounds from now until the end of the year, you're already putting yourself into a deeper hole. So now you're going to have to lose. It might take you up to 10 weeks at the new year just to get back to where you're at right now. That's pretty demotivating, in my opinion, and a reason to not let yourself completely go right now. At the absolute least, if you care and you're in this and you still want to make some progress, you still want to do something and you're still conscious of your health and everything else around it, you can maintain try to maintain. Try to stagger your calories. Maybe eat less Monday through Thursday and eat more Friday through Saturday or Sunday, and try to maintain that way. Up your protein content. Learn how to eat protein right now. Like maybe you check where your protein's at. You want to be between 0.8 to 1 gram per your body weight. I don't know if you can hear it, but my dogs are barking and I can't fucking stand it. No matter where I am, this is a pretty big house. It was a pretty good house. You can hear my fucking dogs. It's out of control. The barking of small dogs will be in the fiery pits of hell, screaming at me constantly. And every time a leaf blows across the fucking yard, they're going to bark, and that will be my personal hell. At least one stage of hell. Now, some of you might say that's not that bad of a hell. It's just a couple of dogs barking. But my God, after 12 years, these things just keep yapping. They're cute, and I love them. And I'm going to be a mess when they're gone. Believe me, it's going to be a very, very bad day. 2 days, because I have 2 of them. But, yeah, if you can hear them barking, I didn't shut my door today. So this is what we get. But anyways, back on track. Maintain, find the right amount of protein to eat. Because whether you're in a calorie surplus, a calorie deficit, calorie maintenance, one of the standalone constants through all of that is going to be protein content. 0.8 to 1 gram per your lean mass body weight, which is usually your goal weight or something around that. So great idea here. Take the rest of the month, track just protein, just that, just whatever you like. Meat, Greek yogurt, fish, eggs, egg whites, whatever, whey protein powder, protein bars, know your macro profiles, know what's a good source. So, maybe you're, I don't know, let's just say you're a 160-pound woman with a goal weight of 120 pounds. You want to lose 40 pounds. I would eat between 100 and 120 grams of protein, personally, and I would shoot for that. Shoot a little higher in case you fall short and you're still within range. It's a great idea. And it's not as miserable as counting calories because it's less restrictive. You're actually trying to hit a number, eating foods you should like. Steak, chicken, fish, all that stuff. Season the hell out of it, make it good. Then now you know how much protein to eat. And then you go into the next month to do something different. Maybe you hit the gym. Maybe you start lifting weights. Even if it's just learning form, even if it's just doing it, set the rest of the year up so that you can, take these skills that you can continue on with and can go from there. Give yourself some leeway. If it's Christmas morning and you want to eat gingerbread cookies, fucking eat them. I would, but if it's Tuesday, December 9th or whatever day it is, and it was a December 9th and it's just, you're back from work and you're annoyed, don't go shoving gingerbread cookies down your throat. That may not be a good time to do it. That's more of a stress eating type. The key is 80-20. Or like I say, I like to do 80. What do I do? 80, 15, 5. That's what I do. 80% of the time I tend to be on point, watching my food, eating well because I want to, not because I have to. Basically I have to because it won't sustain my physique the way I'd like it. It won't keep me as healthy as I know it will. So 80% of the time, I'm pretty on track with what I'm supposed to be eating. 15% of the time, I call it on track, but lenient, which means I'm eating good food, but I'm not really measuring it or weighing it. I'm eyeballing it. I'm adding a little extra something here or there that's not too detrimental. It's just a little bit of a breather from being strict and watching it so hard. And then the 5%, 5 to 3%, whatever it is, it's just I'll eat whatever the hell I want. Like if it's, I'll order a deep dish pizza, put it on my lap, sit on the couch, watch some nonsense on TV, and just go to town until I just can barely breathe. So, you know what? I mean, maybe not till you can't barely breathe. That might be a little too much, and that type of gluttony should probably be eradicated from your brain altogether because it could be a slippery slope, and, eating disorders are a thing. So take that with a grain of salt. There's not too much salt. Then again, salt is not as bad as they said it is. We think we have a salt intake problem, but I guess it's a retention problem. Salt's very beneficial to us as a mineral. Jury's out on it. I'm not a doctor, but there are some people preaching that salt is not the satanic blood pressure elixir that we once thought. There's so much out there. Like, there's so much stuff. Like, net carbs. I mean, come on. Think about that. Right, Mike? But that's just nonsense. I mean, net carbs, come on. Then you got cholesterol. People are even saying cholesterol, and they're demonizing the red meats and the eggs and all that. I'm going to have a whole episode on red meat and eggs. I'm putting it together. It's going to be fun. I eat that every day. But you know what? So what? Let me be the example. But you know what? It doesn't, now here's the thing. I come on here and I tell people I eat red meat and eggs and I have a heart attack. Now, we're not going to know if the red meat and the eggs actually caused it, but if somebody wants to prove a point, they're going to correlate those and call it causation. Now, I don't know. I don't know about that because I'm pretty relatively high stressed at times, and I allow myself to spiral in such a way. I'm wide open. I don't care. I'll share this stuff. But, there's so many factors. But anyways, like I said, just watch what you're doing as I get way off track here. And, who cares? So back to where I was. Track your protein. Go to the gym. Give yourself some leniency. Don't just get into the habit of constant gorging. Convenience foods, processed garbage, all that stuff is just so bad. I'm struggling. My kids have been exposed to it, of course. I'm sure maybe if you're listening, yours have. Maybe you've been taking extra efforts in trying to not eliminate, but moderate the amount of processed crap that goes into our kids' mouth. It's like, dude, I know I sound like this psycho parent, but it's kind of weird. It's not psycho parenting to care about what's going in your kid's system. It's really messed up how the processed food works because I don't even consider it food. It's more of a drug, in my opinion, a slow moving drug that will constantly get you wanting to come back for more. It doesn't fill you up when you eat this stuff. Thinking cereals, thinking cookies, Oreos, potato chips, all of that. Without some moderation and control of that, it can get out of hand. And it doesn't do anything for satiety whatsoever. And that's what makes me nervous with these kids. They start eating this processed stuff. They're asking for 19 snacks a day because they're not even full because this food that they're eating is so nutrient depleted. It's causing bad habits. It's deteriorating health. It's pure taste. Pure bliss on the tongue and pure jubilation for one's taste buds. That is what we are getting from this. So there's another one. Limit your processed foods for the next 4 months. So there you go. Eat high protein, limit processed foods, go to the gym. You know what that is? That's like a fucking lifelong diet right there. That's not even like a program. You don't got to go pay a bunch of fucking money for it. I mean, you can still pay me to help you. That'd be great. I'm here. Construct some meals, keep you on your toes. I don't say I keep the motivation going because motivation never stays. You got to be inspired. You got to be disciplined and you got to be driven and all those other fucking buzzwords. You just got to do it for yourself. You have to just throw it on and say, fuck this. This is what I'm doing for me. It ain't selfish. Taking care of yourself, going to the gym, making a good meal, eating the right foods is not selfish. Anyone that tells you that shit's selfish, they have a problem themselves. It's an insecurity issue because they don't like to see you doing things that they are not doing because it makes them uncomfortable, and that discomfort is fearful and it breeds insecurity, and they need to lash that out back at you so you get shamed, retreat, and join them in their pit of disgusting, low-level misery. So that's kind of what some people will do. Again, human nature. They don't even know they're doing it. So let's just be peaceful about it. Let's not tell them off. Just take it with, like you said, just hear them. Okay, laugh it off. You want, all right. You don't like what I'm doing? That's fine. You do you. Go be yourself. I'll be me. And then one day they're going to come and ask you for help. So like I said, that's exactly like the best way to go. Like ramp it up. Like just commit to like, okay, hey, you know what? I don't need to go on some wild diet right now. Why don't I just try some of these things like this asshole on the podcast just said? Why don't I just try to up my protein? Why don't I try to hit the gym 2 to 3 days a week to start? Why don't I try to just eat less processed foods or, go 80-20 or 80-15-5? And, that way in your brain, you have the freedom to go ahead and enjoy your holidays. Fuck it. You want Halloween candy? Eat it. You want to eat like 900 pounds of mashed potatoes and stuffing on Thanksgiving? Do it. Christmas Eve comes around, fair game, everything on the table, whatever you want. Drink all the champagne you want at New Year's. And then, you know what? Around that, you just go ahead and do well. And you'll be surprised that you maybe make physical progress, but you're also going to make more habitual progress, mental progress, maybe even emotional. And then you're going to figure that out that, wow, okay, then now the new year comes and you don't feel like you're just going to go from sluggish, because I've been here, okay, a sluggish fucking sloth-like gluttonous blob to ramping it up overnight to become this athlete that can just all of a sudden do this wild life-shifting 180 program that you picked up. And now your life changes at the new year. That is the worst way to go. Just do things now leading up to it, please. And that will be the greatest thing you'll ever do, because you'll already feel like you're in it at the new year. Not that restart, not that, like, it's like an engine. You're a car engine that sits there and you're not used, and you have to rev it up and it doesn't want to start because it's been sitting so long in a cold, frigid garage doing nothing that it needs multiple kicks in the ass to start. So you're already revved up. You're just going to hit the gas a little farther. How many bad puns can I make? I don't even know shit about cars, right? So you're going to hit the gas and start going and accelerating much faster than you would if you just kind of sat there. So anyways, that's my spiel for today. That is what I believe is helpful to do to close out the year, especially if you've struggled throughout the year and, you had that summer body goal and, besides just taking it that way and forward and moving forward with it, that's the best constructive advice I can give from there that I believe. There's obviously all kinds of different other things you can do. It's not limited to just that. But also, please don't get mad at yourself. Don't hate yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't look at the mirror. Don't call yourself names. Don't sit there and sulk in misery and shame and think you are pathetic, because those are all lies that you're telling yourself. You have not failed a damn thing. That's one thing about your health that you can do. You're never going to fucking fail as long as you're trying. It's the bottom line. You can't. You're not going to do it perfectly. You're going to screw up. You're going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. Some of the best looking people on the internet are making mistakes, probably more than you even know, and probably on drugs. But either way, just don't beat yourself up to shit. Just go ahead and realize, hey, you know what? You're a human being. This isn't an easy thing to do. You're making a change that's habit driven more than it is just a goal and completion. We got to get off of that 3-month thing, that 4-month thing, that, 90-day shred, 20-day fix, all that crap. This stuff is habitual. It's for forever. And you have to balance it out, because you don't want to deprive yourself of family time around the holidays and all that good shit. Anyways, that's all I got for you here today. So please love yourself. Do not sit around and sulk if you didn't attain your summer body the way you thought you wanted, or whatever goal you went for. It's okay that you didn't do it, that you proverbially failed, if you want to call it that, but I don't think that is. It's just things just didn't go in that direction for you. And I'm in that pool with you, because I have had goals of mine this year, not just the one I shared with you, but other ones that didn't come to fruition due to my very own lack of completion. It's on me. I have no excuse. There's no excuses. I just didn't get it done. And instead of saying I'm a failure and a piece of garbage that can't do things, I just go ahead and press on and try again, or try something new. And that's all you can do. So don't piss away the end of the year with a bunch of gluttonous shame and eating out of sadness for where you're at. Take one step at a time. Do it slow. Get to the new year. Fuck the new year altogether if you'd like, because it doesn't matter, because once that calendar flips, nothing really changes. It's just a mindset thing. It's really a big mind fuck. Actually, I would recommend just fucking the new year altogether, and just, this is your life right now. The years and the months and all that shit don't matter. It's a construct that we're in. So you can also tell that to go fuck itself, because you don't have to go ahead and follow that shit. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. And in the holidays, if you really think about the holidays that are coming up, it's really only like 5 days. It's 5 days in the next 4 months. That's it. If you want to eat like an asshole 5 days in 4 months, that's great. That's I recommend that. Like if I said if somebody was going to go on a diet plan for 4 months, I'd be like, look, all right, do it, but then take 5 days and eat whatever you want because I think you'll be fine. And I know you will because I do it. Sometimes I do more. And it depends where you're at. It depends where you're at in your goals and obviously all that individualized stuff. But please love yourself. Don't fucking throw in the towel for the end of the year. Forget the new year. You do you. Don't worry what everybody else is doing. Take it one day at a time. If you need my help, I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn. I don't do Facebook. I don't do Twitter or X or whatever this is. I don't do anything else at MFS Wellness. That's at MFS Wellness. Instagram, LinkedIn. Mike at mfswellness.com would be my email address if you'd like to talk to me. I promise I'm a nice guy. Get a little fired up on the podcast, but I'm very empathetic. I care about you. I care about the world in a way. I'm not going to try to change the whole fucking world and shit, but you know what? Hey, we can all think we can, but we just do one thing at a time. That's all we do. We help one individual at a time without overwhelming yourself. So until we do another one, good luck with the rest of the year. Contact me if you need help. I'll be back soon. Thank you to everyone who listens, and I will be back regularly here. I'm going to try to do weekly, so we will see you next week.